It is environmental, social, and the governance concept. And although it's been, been spoken about for a very long time right now, what is important to understand is where does HR fit in, and what can HR really do, okay, to enhance the concept of environment, social, and governance within the organizations. If I take you back a little bit, the whole concept of ESG started, it was popularly known as CSR or sustainability once upon a time, long, long ago. And it dealt with three parameters, primarily the environmental quality, the social development, and economic development concept. As time has gone by, CSR at this particular point in time is primarily associated to explaining how a company predominantly behaves, okay? What kind of social causes the company is associated to. At the same point in time, the concept of ESG has come into picture where any and every organization wants to codify, okay, how it discloses or reports the CSR initiatives that is managed by the organization. And moving on, there is a new concept which is called as SRI, which is now coming up into picture, which is also known as socially responsible investing, where investors who either want to buy out a company or want to invest in your organization, they want to know what kind of CSR practices you have and what kind of ESG disclosures are you catering to. Let me take you through a small journey about Choithrams, the company that I represent today. Choithrams is a vintage organization started in the year 1944 in Western Africa, Sierra Leone. The first supermarket still exists over there. And at this particular point in time, 78 years down the line, we have ventured into retail, distribution, manufacturing setups, education industry, healthcare, and agri-commodities. Choithrams' journey of sustainability started in the year 2013. And we signed up a bilateral agreement with Unilever, which is heavily investing their time and energies into sustainability. We tied up with them. The whole concept was drawn from the 1992 Rio Summit. This whole concept, which we created, is called as Choithrams Planet 7 Sustainability Plan. And this plan predominantly talks about the objective of reducing the environmental footprint. So what did we do? We signed up with the UN nations sustainability development goals. And there are 17 goals of sustainability which UN nations talks about, where Choithrams is now participating. And this Planet 7 sustainability plan covers 7 areas which deals with health, nature, carbon, innovation, community, employment, and dialogue. As we know, the erstwhile focus when people used to talk about CSR and sustainability, it was primarily associated to waste management, reducing water usage, and reduction in energy consumption. Choithrams was no different. In 2013, HR was not directly involved in the organization's HR sustainability plan. But as we started thinking, how can HR contribute in Choithrams associated to the CSR practices and sustainability, in 2014, me and my team members started aligning the core values of the organization, which in today's time, we popularly call as CLIMB. Customer centricity, leadership, integrity, meritocracy, where we reward people for business results, and then my favorite, being boundaryless. The whole concept of being boundaryless came into existence because we wanted to become a very inclusive organization where one department can go ahead and approach another department and talk to them about the challenges that they face. And I think this created a very inclusive organization. Now, why do I talk about having a value-based system in your organization? Because this is going to be the structural alignment, okay? And this is going to be the first step where you define the purpose in your organization if HR truly wants to contribute to the concept of ESG within the organization. When we talk about core values alignment with the purpose, our objective was threefold. We wanted to first focus on the cause part of it, which is how do we initiate the transformation within our own organization? And then what could be the functional effect and what could be the wider impact, okay? HR cannot do everything within the organization, but can HR be an enabler within the organization for ESG practices? The answer was absolutely yes. We embedded the core values into the purpose where we wanted to make sustainability a part of our purpose itself. Okay, moving on, we took this purpose to the wider level where we wanted to focus on the kind of culture we develop in our organization associated to sustainability and CSR practices. To give you an example, we have a sustainability team which works very closely with human resources domain in Choithrams. And as a part of our cultural intervention, we have created the concept of green ambassadors. Sustainability team has nominated one green ambassador in every department. And the job role, obviously, they are working in different designations. But the green ambassadors have a specific role to play with regards to creating interventions of sustainability or CSR within their own domain and try and coach people in their department about how sustainability affects the organization and the wider society. When we take this concept of our culture, we started working on a strategy where we embedded the KPIs associated to sustainability in people's profile. Now, when we look at these particular parameters where we try and make sustainability a part of our business strategy, where does it lead to? Let us talk about the first effect, the first functional effect that it creates. Leadership and people practices. Our intent was to try and see how we can motivate people by incentivizing them when they work on the KPIs associated to sustainability. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I can show 100 examples that Choitram has invested their time and effort into with regards to sustainability, but I want to showcase the most latest one which got launched in the year 2022. This project is called Choitram's Rooftop Solar Project. We have one of the biggest warehouses, supply chain facilities in the UAE at this particular point in time. The warehouse that you see right now, it has a space of 850,000 square feet, right? And we have started venturing into this particular project where we wanted to reduce energy. This rooftop solar project came into effect on 12th of January 2022. It has a capacity of 2.7 megawatt. Over 5,472 panels have already been installed, and in year one itself, it generated approximately 4.05 gigawatt hour of energy, and it reduced the CO2 emissions of 2,870 metric tons, which, if I may say so, is equivalent to 618 vehicles driven continuously for a period of 1 year. It has already given us a saving of 1 million UAE dirhams, okay, in value in our supply chain domain at this particular point in time. When we take this ahead, let us venture into the historical S of ESG, social. And this is where HR plays a very crucial role. Do we want to treat our employees in a sustainable way? Everybody says yes. Do I, as an employee, want to be treated in a sustainable way? Answer is yes. What do? We try and create an inclusive work environment within the organization. We focus on employee engagement and inclusion when we talk about the social perspective of ESG. And in this, there are a variety of coaching sessions that happen in the organization. And I'm not just talking about process or soft skills over here. I'm talking about showcasing people how the organization contributes to the society. And if you can see in one of the images over here, right over here, this is Rajiv Warrior. Rajiv Warrior happens to be our CEO, CEO for GCC region. He effectively takes time out from his calendar to come down, meet people, and talk to them about the initiatives, whether it is a town hall session. But he is also a sustainability ambassador of our organization, right? Beyond this, we focus on being with employees, celebrating different events, festivals with these guys, participating in the Unity Run event that happens in UAE very often. And we created a concept called Initiate to Appreciate. Okay. Any employee who wants to appreciate any person in any department can walk to the reception, can take an appreciation badge, go to that particular department in front of those people and tell the person, I appreciate what you did today for me. It's a simple exercise that created more inclusiveness within the company. We also have a tagline. We are known as Choitram's Full of Goodness. So what did we do? The HR team went ahead and created an annual program called as Goodness Campaign. In Goodness Campaign, it is a campaign which runs for approximately 2 months within the organization each year. And in this campaign, we have a variety of events going around, right? We have the fitness challenge. We call for nominations for talent shows, different kind of sports initiatives. We work on specific sustainability projects associated to the Unity Tree that you see on that side over there in the picture. But beyond this, I think we want to promote inclusivity at each and every level. And I'll give you a very small and emotional example of this particular thing. This guy that you see with me, all right, is my partner in doubles foosball championship, right? This guy is the office boy, okay? If any of you are in Dubai, okay, I would love you to come to our office, and you will find out that this guy, his name is Suman, he provides you tea and coffee in our office, right? I have been playing foosball for like 6 years right now. I have never won a championship in my office. And this year, Suman walks up to me and says, you are the best defense player in this office. And I have practiced. Can I be your partner? And can I play attack with you? I'm like, all right, I have not been winning any which ways. Let's see what happens, right? And this year, Suman and I won 6 matches back-to-back. Out of 60 goals, that guy scored 50 goals. And I really didn't have much to do in the back, right? But the point is this. Every day, since we have the foosball table in our office, or the games room in our office, as we like to put it across, 1 p.m. to 2 p.m., everybody can come and play. And there is no thought process where Suman has that, can I, being the office boy who delivers tea and coffee to people, can I really play? And the answer is yes. He very genuinely believes so. And that is the whole association of culture towards inclusivity within the company. When we talk about taking it one level ahead right now, so this is where HR becomes an enabler. We want to take this whole concept of sustainability to our operational teams. We want to call them. We bring them in a classroom session. We talk to them about this. And we ask them question, how can you take this concept of sustainability, CSR, and embed it with your operational processes? And that's how we create customer opportunities. We focus on local sourcing, okay, when we talk about procurement, to sell products in our supermarket and to tie up with principals who have food companies for whom we distribute the products in the GCC region. We also focus on reducing our own packaging, okay? Once upon a time, few years back, most of the packaging that we used to do, we used to use plastic. But now we have tried to use recyclable products over there. And not only that, in the retail stores that we have in the GCC, we educate customers on talking about how they can buy eco-friendly and sustainable products from our supermarket. As I mentioned, we want to create opportunities for customers. We also want to coach them at the same point in time. And you can see a photograph of a fridge in our supermarket over there. We used to always see that the customers would open it, take one ice cream box or a cold drink, and then they leave the fridge open. And that is something that enhances energy consumption. We have started putting these kind of labels over there where we request them, please save energy by closing this door. We create more opportunities to talk to people through labels about food wastage reduction over there. Put on your plate what you can eat. Don't use anything beyond that particular thing. One of the favorite interventions that we have had in our organization is the Bag for Life. This concept came up when we were speaking to some representatives of WWF, and I'm not talking about the wrestling company. I'm talking about World Wildlife Federation. The WWF and our senior leadership team were talking about how animals face a problem due to plastic usage, how people go into the forest, they try and throw plastic over there, how people go scuba diving and they on the beach and then they throw plastic over there. And when we started looking at this particular concept, we came with the concept of Bag for Life, which we now sell in Choitrams at a very nominal cost. But this whole concept was derived to educate customers on reduction of plastic usage. And finally, because we have a bilateral agreement with Unilever, we also come up with different concepts and promotions where we tell our customers, pay X amount of money to buy certain products from Unilever, and we'll give you a Bag for Life for free. We don't want to stop over here. We want to continue this education, all right? We want to talk to employees about this particular thing. And what do? We not only use email channels and notice board channels to put these kind of images where we want them to switch their light off. But the thing that you see on your right-hand side, please turn off the light. This label is there in our office on each and every switch as an add-on reminder. So we don't want to just tell people through emails or put something on notice board where they may just forget it. Okay? But we want to use this channel again and again to try and see how we can educate our employees. Beyond this, we go ahead, we create policies associated to diversity, whistleblowing, anti-harassment within our organization. We talk about corporate social responsibility, where we continue to invest time into community-related projects and associate our employees in those projects as well. You can please look up at Chancery Lane project alignments. This particular concept talks about 125 clauses associated to climate change, out of which 2 are very relevant for HR. One is called as Scarlett's condition, which talks about how executive bonuses and commissions can be associated to sustainability initiatives and KPIs. And the second one is Athena's clause, which talks about how you can train your employees on these kind of alignments, and that is where we invest a lot of time, not just training our junior level employees, but training our management team members on how they can spot issues associated with stress, anxiety, psychological safety within the workplace. One thing that many people miss out on speaking when we talk about inclusion is the generational inclusivity. And why I want to highlight this is because in 2019, 52% workforce consisted of millennials and Gen Zs. But in 2029, it would be 72% people. And these are the people who want to talk about ESG parameters. They want to know if your organization is investing into ESG practices or not. And if you're not there in 2029, then you have lost the talent war at that particular point in time. Because we have coached our employees on sustainability, and we are also looking at, introducing our employees to community-related projects. We started off in 2022. You have seen the solar project pictures that I showed you. When we educated our employees, we can see a significant improvement in the engagement score in our organization. So 2022, we recorded the highest engagement ever. We started this activity in 2017, and as you can see, the blue bar is on the top. How can you initiate this in your organization? There's a very simple way. Don't have to really invest too much money into this particular thing. Think of creating employee assistance program. Think of creating committees associated to diversity and inclusion where people can come and talk about their stresses in your organization. Try and create anti-harassment committee which can specifically be associated to harassment, whether it is sexual, any kind of discrimination or bullying in your organization. Create workplace flexibility. This is something that people want, especially in the post-COVID era. Focus on career development, where you create learning and development opportunities for your employees. And please recognize your employees. Celebrate your employees, when they do little things for you. Before I conclude and I step out of this particular stage, I want to show you one little video. This video is a short film, okay, which is 4 minutes long, and that's how I will conclude today. We created a project of sustainability in our organization which went on for 1 month. It is called I Care, I Pledge, I Do. And there were different events and competitions going around: sketching competition, painting competition, photography competition, and a short film competition. So I can show you n number of things where there is a Choitram brand, but this video was created as a short film category nomination, okay, which won the award in our organization. And the guy that you see on screen is Thalzir Fayyaz. He is one of the HR team members, and this whole movie was shot by Ragesh Govindan, who is an IT executive in our organization. And before I conclude, ladies and gentlemen, please have a look at this.
Hi, good morning. Water. Thank you. ബാക്കിയുണ്ടോ പാർസലാണോ
ഓക്കെ അവരെ ബാക്കിയുള്ള ഫുഡ് പാർസൽ എവിടെ ആ ഓക്കെ
ഈ കവർ വേണ്ട കേട്ടോ എൻ്റെ കയ്യിൽ വേറെ ബാഗുണ്ട് അതിലിട്ടാൽ മതി Water. I prefer to use my own bottle. Thank you. I care. I pledge. I do. What about you?
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. With that video, I just leave you with one thought. We have all heard about the concept of having a fixed mindset versus a growth mindset. This morning, I was listening to Peter, who's not over here right now, and he mentioned, does anybody know what is future of work, right? He said, I don't know, and I'm sure nobody knows. But what I know is if you and I can join hands together, okay, we can define what the future of work will look like. My name is KUNAL WADHWANI. I'm the CHR of Choitram's Group. That's my time, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much.